If we look to social media, Bitcoin breaking 100,000, wow, pretty good stuff, no question about it. A lot of people are feeling really happy, and what's not to feel happy about? Congratulations everyone. But what happened? Why is the market going red, and why has Bitcoin dipped below 100,000? It was literally nearly up to 104,000 in the past 24 hours. What's going on? I'll tell you exactly what's going on and how to read the price action. After this, you'll have an institutional mindset. Let's run the numbers. I'd like to give a big shout out to our CTKS family. You're an incredible group of people. I just have so much respect and so much love for each and every one of you. If we look at Bitcoin's price chart, we can see a lot of upward positive momentum. This positive momentum got us across the $100,000 mark, but why did we stop here? There's a reason for it. And a lot of people would say, hang on a second, we're in price discovery. We've never been across $100,000. The concept of price discovery is an absolute myth. Please do not fall for it. Ken, what would you know? Have you been degree qualified in finance? Yes. How long have you been in financial markets? Nearly 4 decades. Actually, what happens here is a lot of people get caught up into myths, such as price discovery, and see the price just going ape. And when it goes ape, a lot of people get an enormous amount of certainty that it's just going to continue up. Unfortunately, this is not the case. Every single price chart is structurally bound. What you need to do is you need to understand the structure. And the world's most powerful smart money buy and sell level detection system is through level 1 and level 2 standard certification. Let's just pop that indicator on so we can see what we're actually looking at inside Bitcoin's chart. What you can see right up here is around that 104, 185 were 3 levels and strong levels of structural resistance. Now, what did that mean? It meant that all the sellers, all the smart money was hanging out here seeking to sell down Bitcoin's price. And unfortunately, that is exactly what happened. And what do lower levels mean? For example, at this 102.084, we had structural support. You can see all the sellers had an absolute field day, pushed it down below that 102.084 and then tried to rally it back and crunch through those sell walls. It didn't happen, and we know where these sell walls are before they actually occur. And this system, called the CTKS method, has been proven out across years and years and years. What are we actually looking at now? Ever since we rejected the 104, 185 level, we've rejected all of the resistance levels and support levels that we had immediately. This is actually favoring negative structural attraction to lower structural levels. This is something that would just be mystifying to normal people, but it's not mystifying to us. We know where the structure is. In order for Bitcoin to actually go bullish, we must get across this 99,934 structural resistance level, converted into structural support, and start challenging the 100,871 structural resistance level. The beautiful thing is that we actually know where the structure is. We're in a negative CTKS gap, so things can get really negative and positive to both sides. So this is something to be aware. Why did it bounce here? Well, this is pretty much a retail level. Everybody who listens to liquidity sweeps and all those kind of things would be stepping in. But we actually know the structure is at 99,934 and 97,180. That particular bounce is just a retail bounce. It's not significant. As I mentioned in yesterday's video, it's really important to not just look at Bitcoin, but look at the charts that impacts Bitcoin. And one of those charts is total crypto market cap. Total crypto market cap is a vitally important chart to keep your eye on. What was happening with total crypto market cap's CTKS structure? Well, let's just pop it on and check it out. What we can see here at that $3.63 trillion mark, we had all of this overhead structural resistance. Note how Bitcoin was approaching this structure, and you can see a very different pattern playing out even though they've got similar structural levels. And unfortunately, the sellers were just incredibly strong, and they've pushed it down. We had a structural failure at 3.6, negative structural attraction back to the 3.52, which just hit. We're just getting an underside retest off a retail level at the current time. Don't forget, we're in a negative CTKS gap, so things could get volatile to the upside and the downside. We must see the crypto market get above this $3.53 trillion structural resistance level and continue higher in order to maintain bullish momentum on Bitcoin and, of course, all of crypto. For the thousands of students that follow the CTKS method, they knew that their structure was inside the chart. Either they marked it up or they got the service to get these levels. And you can learn how to mark it up yourself from CTKSmethod.org. There are 2 levels of standard certification required to draw these lines. When a CTKS method student looks at this particular price chart, they understand what's actually going on beneath the hood. And they're not actually just confined to the crypto market, they can look across all markets. Students, make sure that they look at the cheat sheet from row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5, 6, and 7. I'm just going to show you row 1 because it will give you a very good idea as to what caused the retracement inside the crypto market. And the cheat sheet is available absolutely free from CTKSmethod.org. We saw price retrace rather sharply, and we've been interested in Doge recently, especially with Elon talking to the Senate. One of the things that I just wanted to play out for you here, and this is an example that I will talk about in Profiting from CTKS Method Structure, the new course, you can see that there are times that I come out of the market completely and I just wait for the market to prove itself. Sometimes I'm not even in the market. For example, I was out of the market at this time. One thing that you'll also note, when I actually trade inside any particular chart, there are times when I buy and times when I add and times when I just get out and don't do anything. One of the things that I saw with Doge yesterday, as Bitcoin and total crypto market cap came into their structural resistance levels, I got out of the market. In fact, I got out of my Doge position right there. I also don't mind putting feeler positions into the market so long as they make sense. The reason that I'm mentioning this and that feeler position, that little blip that you saw when price just went up, was a $50,000 US spot position and it made $574. Yesterday, just by looking at Doge, I made $11,425 in profit. This is just to give you an understanding. I look at structure. I would not lay any positions into the market without a structural understanding. So it's not that I academically talk about structure. I put my money on the line, literally. And one thing that is really, really important, you can see I participated just a little bit, but I was basically out of the market because I knew the total crypto market cap and Bitcoin structure were hit. They were hit very hard. There were so many structural failures inside the CTKS structure on those charts that I simply stood aside. And it wasn't just those charts either that were decaying. In other words, I'm not some academic who just talks about structure. I actually put decent money into the market. There are so many things that I'm going to tell you about inside the Profiting from CTKS Method structure. Inside that course, I won't be your teacher, I'll be your mentor, I'll be your coach. A teacher's job is to nourish students' love for knowledge and all of those things. A coach or a mentor is completely different. Mentors are not about giving you encouragement. Mentors are about correcting your path. And the first thing that you need to understand with everything, if you don't look at structure, you're going to get bitten. And one thing that I just highlight here, I was out to lunch and I missed this particular move. Okay, so what? And you have to be just very content with that as well. These things happen, but don't let them affect you. There are always more opportunities inside the market. Now, a lot of people might say, Ken, what if Doge or the entire crypto market just plummets down from here? Well, that's completely fine. We don't care if it plummets because you can make a lot of money no matter which way the market is going. And this is the power of the CTKS method system. I literally did not care that Bitcoin hit 100,000. A lot of my work is about helping you to think very, very differently in terms of how you approach the market. Say you could make $100 per day on average for 365 days. That would be $36,500. If you made $200 a day, that's $73,000. That's a lot of money, man. So if you think about it, making small returns is not a bad idea. What if you made $500 a day on average? Well, that's a pretty good cut. And of course, when you get good enough, you don't have to do your full-time job, you can do full-time trading. But that can take a while, so just be kind to yourself. Always have your attitude adjusted for success. Know the universe wants you to succeed. Every day you can show kindness, integrity, and gratitude because you're not in competition with anybody else. If you feel jealousy of anyone else, just use it as inspiration. Don't be negative, be positive. If you're negative, that actually means that you feel that you can't achieve that or accomplish that goal. Do not have self-doubt. Have self-confidence. And always remember, your life pullbacks will give you the strength for the next life rally. Always repeat to yourself, I am dedicated and committed. I win or learn and never blame. Why is this important? Because you need to be a learning machine inside not only life, but especially financial markets. At ctksmethod.org, you can get the Profiting from CTKS Method Structure course, and that's the one I've been talking about, for absolutely nothing, nada, zilch, nil. And it's worth an absolute fortune. Because in order to think like smart money, you have to think very, very differently. I'll explain how to set up all your charts, and if you would like to learn level 1 and level 2 standard certification, there's currently a fantastic deal on the website as well. Don't forget to come down and scroll down and grab the cheat sheet. There are also 3 videos on how you can use it. So making sure that you check that out is a good idea as well. And there's a lot of different trades that I share on that particular public channel as well. You can make an absolutely huge amount of money from the markets, but you must know what you're doing. That is the key. Have a great day or night ahead, my friends, and Kate and I look forward to catching up with you again in the next video. Bye for now.